Hey guys, I doubt that I'll be able to make it through this video without somebody interrupting me, but let's do this. So, I, Brian Schuster, the guy that's making this video, it's also known on YouTube as the YouTube channel Exposing Bethel, am a sexual assault victim by one of the people who is connected very closely to IHOP Kansas City, and so I'm going to tell my story so that hopefully other people don't end up having the same situation happen to them. So I am going to read this off so that nobody thinks that I'm just bandwagon jumping because of IHOP and the Kansas City situation with Mike Bickle right now. This is from November 18th of 2021. This is my personal testimony. Oh, look, it's Darwin Hobbs hanging out with the New Apostolic Reformation Masonic cult pastors. Darwin is as gay can be and tried to take me home with him during his CD release party at Turtles Music, West End, near Vanderbilt University. Don't try and lie, Darwin. Montreal Darrett is my witness and warned me about who you were and what you were about at the album release party. This guy right here in the bottom is a sexual predator. I was only probably 23 years old when that man told me that he wanted to take me home with him. You guys understand that? 23-year-old little white kid, didn't break 100 pounds until my senior year, still not 130 pounds, and this big black guy is telling me that he's propositioning me, telling me what he's going to do to me when he takes me home. So for those of you guys who don't understand what's going on, this is the Send conference from 2019 that had Francis Chan, Daniel Kalinda, Bill Johnson, Hillsong Young and Free, Todd White, Jeremy Riddle, Jesus Culture, Mike Bickle, Michael Coulionis, Matt Gilman, Banning Leapshire, and Lauren Cunningham. Lauren used to run my church camps as a kid. I came from inside this group of occultic thinking churches. I don't want anybody to think that it's just me making up that Darwin is gay. So this thing with Darwin that happened to me was during the album release party for his album that's called Vertical. Vertical has, I think, 2 or 3 songs on it that did something like 350,000 plays on one song and another 200,000 plays on another one. He was, at the time, signed with EMI Gospel, EMI being the Beatles record label, but his label mate was Montreal Darrett. So Montreal was also signed with EMI Gospel at the time. He took Fred Hammond's place in the gospel group that's called Commissioned. That's where Trail came from. He is considered black gospel music royalty because of how many family members he has that were inside the industry. But this is Trail. This is the guy that came over and stopped Darwin. It even told me that Darwin was trying to take me home. That Trail came over and told me Darwin saying some stuff. So I had my guard up when this happened. I'm going to show you for a second who Trail is.
Seems as though we're living in a crazy mixed up world when everybody's looking for an answer. Looking at lend a hand to a friend when you think that he's in trouble. They'll go so far as to tell you that you're wrong. Say the world won't get no better and that we're never gonna be free. But if they only knew that that's not the way it has to be. But I'm gonna keep on believing. Oh, I think I'm gonna take a hand, make a friend. Oh, my, I gotta learn to love like a wide, reach up for.
The guy playing bass, you can barely see him right there, is Ashante Law. Between Ashante and his kids, they're the ones that taught me what the Illuminati was and explained to me how most of this stuff works. So this group, Trail, helped me out. Sean and Trail are very close friends from back in my days, and Trail helped me to get away from Darwin Hobbs. Now I'm sure you guys are going to tell me that I should prove that Darwin Hobbs is gay and that he would have even been making those type of accusations or those type of advancements towards me. So remember, the send that he was performing at was in 2019. His sexual assault stuff would have been, I think, 2000 or 2001 when he was trying to take me home with him. He didn't touch me. All he was doing was making inappropriate suggestions towards me. So, as a 23-year-old, there was no law that would have stopped him from making sexual advances towards me. So, here's proof that Darwin Hobbs is gay and has no business being out leading a Christian revival called Descend in 2019.
Darwin Hobbs was one of the brave men who spoke out about his childhood abuse.
You know, I just kind of stumbled across him engaging in pornography. He would masturbate while watching these films, and it started by him asking me if I wanted to do that for him, stimulate him manually with my hands. To me, sexual abuse, it kills a child. I think it kills the spirit of a child.
What do you think you did to me, Darwin? I'm not going to trust lots of people based on stuff that happened because of you. What do you think it did to somebody who was just starting off in the industry, trying to get into the industry, to have one of the gatekeepers tell them that they needed sexual favor kind of stuff? Now, this is not a standalone incident. I can personally name 10 or more actively gay men in the Christian music industry who you would never have any clue in the world that they were gay. But I can guarantee you from my years inside the industry, they are most definitely.
I think it kills normalcy in a child. So I just have spent a great deal of my life, walking around really as a dead person in a sense, because I almost feel like I was murdered.
It's been 5 years since we heard from Darwin. We checked in on him to see how he's doing today.
Being on the Oprah show that day in that studio with those 200 other guys, it just seemed like we were making this huge plug-in to this huge power source, which was the Oprah show. So that gave us all a louder voice.
He plugged into a power source so that he got to be more famous.
We're so silent, especially in my community. I think in the African-American community, it's rarely is this spoken about, kind of taboo subject matter. But this needs to be spoken about. And for too long, there's been a muzzle, so to speak. When I think in terms, rarely is this spoken about, kind of taboo subject matter. But this needs to be spoken about. And for too long, there's been a...
Hey, Darwin. What is that ring you're wearing there, dude? I see an upside down on the floor. And I see a Templar cross. See no evil. Hear no evil. Speak no evil. Because Freemasonry is a sex cult.
muzzle, so to speak. When I think in terms of the process that I've gone through, the journey of wholeness and healing, I'm not sure that I will ever be what I consider completely 100% quote unquote normal. Okay, I don't think anybody that has experienced what I experienced as a child, it's like you're stripped of your sense of normalcy. Okay, but when you're violated in this way, then there's like an unlawful virus that's put into that hard drive. You know, I'll be 47 years old soon. This happened to me when I was 10, 11, 12. That this is an ongoing process of healing. People always ask me, like, what's your mom? Because my stepfather.
This is an ongoing process of abuse. There are cycles of abuse that this man is still, at least in 2000 when his album came out, when Vertical came out, he was still doing the abuse. He's still having the cycles when he was talking to Oprah 10 years ago, and now in 2019 he's performing with Mike Bickle and the N.A.R. and Jesus Culture and Banning Leapshire.
Others who was the perpetrator of my abuse. And so people said, what does your mom say? You know, and initially, of course, she was crushed, she was hurt, and she actually appeared that day on the show.
I felt that I was so hopeless because I didn't know anything about it. You think about that you have to watch your girls, but it was my son.
For my mother to even come on the Oprah show that day was just, it was a milestone. Looking at this picture today, I mean, I guess, you know, there's a sense of accomplishment almost because, you know, it takes a lot of work and intentionality every day to make sure that there's a sense of balance and health and wellness. I got a powerful partner. This is my wife, Tracy. She's been my best friend since 5th grade, and we've been married almost 22 years. I don't know if I could do it without okay. I don't know if I could do it without the partner of Tracy. So we are surviving. Sorry to get emotional, but we're winning. We're winning.
Don't let IHOP KC leadership smash, destroy, discredit any of the victims that tell you that there is not sexual stuff going on. Take the time to listen to them, you guys. They can tell you what's really going on, and Mike Bickle can get removed from leadership. Remember that when it says that God's will being done in heaven and earth, and these guys keep trying to make it into as above, so below magic, hermetic magic, that verse means that the Torah, the law of Moses, is done in heaven as it's done on earth. These guys take every scripture, they twist it into something that it's not, and they will try and make you into the bad guy for standing up and defending yourself and our siblings inside our faith. I love you guys. Listen to the IHOppers before you discredit anyone.